Hi guys. So it's just me on here. The recording, well, let's just say I was not up for sending you guys that recording. So I decided to go ahead and do this workshop all over again, all the same information, a few extra drills since it's just us. One advice I want to give you is you can run through this whole workshop all at once and then take little bits here and there and apply them to your daily life. So the shoulder mobility stuff that we're going to do, great to do while you're watching TV or in the kitchen cooking, whenever. The middle split stuff, the side split stuff, things that you can incorporate within your workouts, within your lifestyle. You don't have to sit down for a full hour and a half and do this workshop. Okay, so that's the first bit of advice. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Darcy Rosario, and I am the creator and coach for Resilient Flexibility. I started teaching this. I started teaching this way when I had a baby, my last one, and suddenly all my flexibility had gone out the window, and I had a really hard time with my shoulder mobility. I had a really hard time getting back my splits. And I asked an occupational therapist friend of mine, like, hey, what kind of stretches can I do to get my flexibility back? And she said, no stretching. That's not going to make you more flexible. She taught me these drills. She taught me all this sensory input, the fact that our brain controls everything about our movement, our strength, coordination, balance, and our flexibility. So when you train the brain, you can enhance your overall movement, reach your goals faster than if you just think about training your body. Connect the two, and you're going to enhance everything about your movement and increase your quality of life while you do so. So one thing that people don't understand is that when we intentionally move our bodies, we are reducing threat. And threat is experienced when our brain feels like we're going to hurt it, like ourselves. Our brain's primary function is to keep us alive and keep us from getting injured, because injury in the past could lead us to just not being able to survive. So the protections that it puts in place are stiffness and pain. So we will have injury or surgery and find that the tissue's healed. It's been years, and yet somehow we're still feeling pain in that spot. That's because our brain is afraid we're going to hurt ourselves again. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. And there are ways of helping reduce that threat. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. So one of the first things that we do is we're going to start with a warm up. And my warm up, sensory information before motor information. So what we're going to do is we're going to input some sensory information, wake up the neurons, connect, like strengthen that connection, that brain body connection, and then we'll get moving to the motor part, the mobility part of the workshop. Okay, so this off, the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to touch our bodies from the very top of our heads all the way down to our toes. So that's why I took off my bandana. Gonna make nice wide fingers. You're gonna comb through your hair. You can do this standing as well. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get up. Make sure that you guys can see me. Comb through the hair all the way back to the base of the skull, the sides. We're gonna go ahead and rub our ears. Boom, 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 boom. All of it, the cartilage too. Okay, we're gonna take two fingers, place them in the base of our skull, and then we're gonna make circles. I want you feeling about a 3 or 4 in. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. We have helicopters and planes. There are multiple army bases around here. So anyway, we are going to take those same two fingers. We're going to wash our face. 3 or 4 in intensity out of 10. So don't start a fire, okay? Make L shapes with your hands. I'm going to take the fingers, place them in the back, place the thumb around, and we're just going to rub our neck, all the way down to the collarbone. Okay? I want you, by the way, while we're doing this, to focus on I'm rubbing my body. I'm rubbing my neck. This is how it feels. The more intentional you are with being in your body, the better benefits you're going to receive. You're going to extend one arm, palm facing down. You're going to start rubbing the back of the shoulder, the top of the shoulder, the front of the shoulder. You can go ahead and increase the intensity to about a 5 out of 10. We're going to rub down that shoulder, down the top of that arm, the top of the elbow, top of the forearm, wrist, hand, fingers, reverse. Fingers, palm, wrist, forearm, hook of the elbow, bicep, back to the shoulder, head. Extend the other arm, back of the shoulder, top of the shoulder, front of the shoulder. Give it a good rub. We're going to go down the arm, top of the arm, top of the elbow, top of the forearm, wrist, hand, your fingers, they deserve love too. Palm facing up, wrist, forearm, elbow, bicep, back to the shoulder. And I'm gonna try not to get the microphone with chest. Chest. Here we go. Now we're going to give ourselves a bath. We're going to get our front, our sides, our back. Make two fists. Place them on where the lumbar spine meets the sacral spine, or where your kidneys would be. And we're just going to give ourselves a bit of massage. Now, this next part you can do seated or standing. I will show you the seated version. So I'm going to sit, I'm going to lean on one side, and I'm going to start from the very top of my glute. I'm going to rub the top, the middle, bottom part, the hamstring, the back of the knee, the back of the calf, the sides of the calf, the Achilles tendon, our heel, the sides of the foot, the sole of the foot, the balls of the foot, and get in your toesies. Toesies need love too. Okay, you get the top of the toes, the top of the foot, the top of the ankle, the top of the shin, the sides of the knee, top of the quad, the outer and inner thigh, the hip, the front of the hip. Okay, now we're going to lean over. We're going to stop at the top of the glute, the middle of the glute, the bottom of the glute, hamstring, back of the knee, calf, Achilles tendon, heel, sides of the foot, sole of the foot, ball of the foot. Get in those toes. We're gonna top of the toes, top of the foot, top of the ankle, shin, sides of the shin, top of the knee, sides of the knee, quad, inner outer thigh, hip, belly. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get up. And I'm gonna put this on real quick. Drink yourself some water. Hydrate. Your majestical glowing skin is quite important. Okay, before we continue on this warm up, I'm going to have you guys look at a simple forward fold, which we should have done at the beginning. It's okay. We're going to do it now. So what I want you to do, we're going to look at what our baseline of flexibility or range of motion for this forward fold is going to be in this moment in time. So we're going to look down. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, come down. I want you to notice how you feel. Stiffness in certain places. Can you not reach that far? Where are you when it comes to how far you can reach? Always stop at resistance, by the way. Do not push into pain. Slowly roll up. So you took note of that, right? So now we're going to finish the warm up and see where we're at. I want you to make sure that there is nothing that you're going to hit, because we're going to swing our arms around. So with your legs comfortably underneath you, I like to have them about shoulder width apart. but if you want them a little closer, it's okay. Whatever works for you. We're going to turn and slap, turn and slap. Yep. Let those arms dangle. Look in the direction that you're turning into, by the way. 6, 7, we'll do 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Shake it out. Okay, we're going to raise our heels 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you need to hold up against a wall, if you need to hold up against a table or a chair, feel free to do so anytime during this workshop. Whatever is going to help you accomplish the movement, utilize it. Okay, we are going to click our teeth 10 times. L shapes with the arms. We are going to, it's bilateral stimulation connecting both sides of the brain. Bring one elbow to knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now let's go ahead and see if there's any difference in our forward. So we're going to look down. We're going to inhale through the nose. On the exhale, we're going to reach for a spot past where we were last time. Hopefully you see a difference. Okay, slowly roll up. Let me just adjust this. Alrighty. All right. Take a moment, hydrate. So the way that our body views the world, senses the world, is important when it comes to how our brain responds with movement. When our brain feels threatened, when it feels like we're going to hurt ourselves, we're not in a right headspace, we're not focusing on what we're doing, it's going to reduce our range of motion, and it's going to make us feel stiffer. And it can also impact our balance, coordination, and strength. All that is tied together. When we really focus on intentionally moving, so we're focused on what our body feels like on the inside, interoception, and what our body feels like on the outside, and how it moves in space, proprioception, along with one of them is crying. Anyway, when you combine those two, you can unlock the door to better flexibility without hurting yourself stretching. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at vestibular ocular drill. Okay, we're gonna look at a vestibular ocular drill, but just give me like 1 minute. I have many animals and children, and sometimes they need something from me. And I said, please make sure, take care of your little brother, so that I could devote this time to being in this meeting. Okay, we are going to look at a vestibular ocular drill. It's called a cancellation drill. It tends to help most people reduce threat, and it tends to really be beneficial even in the midst of training. Let's say you're in the middle of flexibility class or strength class or a pole class or yoga, and you're finding it hard to like give a little more. These drills can help unlock that. All right, so what we're going to do is look at a middle split. Okay, we're going to come into a comfortable straddle. So if you're here, be here. Fine. I just want you to place your hands behind you. We're just going to try to push up a little bit. But if you can comfortably move a little bit further, do that. Get those booty cheeks unanchored from the floor. We're going to inhale We're going to use external motivation, where we're going to look for a spot that we're going to reach for. And on the exhale, we're going to reach for it. We're going to stop at resistance, and we're going to take note of where we are, where I am. I'm not naturally flexible. I'll walk back up. Okay. Let's go ahead and stand up. Boom. I want you to take your thumb. We're going to, like a thumbs up, extend the arm in front of you, eye level. We're going to stare at that thumb. Our head and the thumb are one. You're inhaling through your nose, out through the mouth. Your eye sockets, your eyes are stuck in their sockets. Your eyes are not moving because your head is moving at the same speed as your thumb. You don't have to go very far over, about 45 degrees in each direction. You could switch arms if you need to, but everything behind that thumb is melting away. You're becoming one. You and the thumb are one. We're going to one more time in both directions. Bring the arm down, place 2 hands over your eyes and count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see what our middle split looks like. All right, we're going to come down to the floor. Find your comfortable straddle. So if you're here, I just want you trying to push your chest forward. That's okay if you can't come up yet. Something you're working on. That's okay. Get the booty cheeks up and out of the way. Now I want you to feel that pelvis underneath you tilt back. So the booty goes up, pelvic bone, pubic bone, gonna roll underneath you. We're going to activate those muscles as hard as we can. Boom. When I activate them, you notice my knees go to the back of the room, pointing my toes. You don't have to point your toes. It's just something that pole dancers like doing all the time. We're gonna inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna reach for a spot further than where we were the first time. I tend to receive many benefits from cancellation drills. Some people might not, and that's okay. That's totally normal. We are doing something foreign and new. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time, consistent training to see these kinds of results. But hopefully what you did feel is it felt better coming down. Not just that you went in down further, but that it felt better getting to where you were before. We're going to walk back up, shake those legs out. All right. So we just looked at our middle splits. We are going to now, we're going to come back to middle splits, trust me. But now we're going to look at our side splits and do a few mobility drills to help enhance the range of motion in those splits. But before we do so, hydrate. Mm. Listen, if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm teaching, if you want citations, if you want more resources, email me. There's nothing more than I want to do to help you guys move better. Not just get your splits, but like move better. And if you need more clarification of certain things, you have access to me. Just email me or DM me if you're on Instagram. All right. So for side splits, I like to teach how to get in and out of them a certain way just to reduce chances of getting injured. Oh no. I was like, oh, look, one of those little fidget tension balls. I'm gonna pick that up later. Okay. So the way I like to teach getting into a side split this way so you guys can see me better. We're gonna start in a tabletop. We're going to take one leg in front of us, and it's okay if our backs are bent. We do so much in life with bent backs and nothing happens. Train how you live is how I train how you live your life. Bent back. We're going to try to pull our legs out actively using our quads and our hamstrings. Okay, so slide out, stop at resistance. This is my resistance. I'm going to lean on the side of the leg that's in front of me. Bring the back leg together with the front. There we go. Take note of where you landed. I did not reach the floor this time around. And I might not with the other leg. We'll see. Tabletop. Take one leg in front. Activate those legs and pull them apart. Boom. It's a little better, but I'm still not touching the ground. I'm going to lean on the side of the leg that's facing forward. Just let yourself plop right down. Take the back leg. Boom. Now, if you at all ever feel like you need any kind of padding, you can wear knee pads. You can fold your mat underneath you. You can put a cushion. Like I said, any tool that helps you accomplish the movement is a tool we want to implement. Okay, so now we see where our side splits are. Let's do some drills to help enhance our range of motion. All right, we are going to start with something called a toe pull. Now, for this, you might need hold on to a chair or the wall or a table, whatever you have available to you so that you don't fall over. Okay. You're going to stand with your legs directly underneath your hips. You're going to take one leg behind you and you're going to curl the toes under. Okay. The distance that your foot is behind you is dependent on your own anatomy. I'm very short, so I only have about a foot behind me. I don't want you feeling strained coming here. You start feeling strained in your lower back, bring the foot up. Okay. Toes are curled under. Hold on to something if you need to. We're going to slowly lower down. I want you to feel the mat roll underneath the top part of your foot. So we're going to do 6 of these. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we're in this position, right? We're going to take this leg, move it over a little bit. I don't want you feeling unsteady. Just move it over slightly. We're going to roll over the top of the big toe. The knee is going to internally rotate towards the other knee. 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to take that leg. We're going to bring it up in front of us. Okay. I want to make sure that you guys can see my foot. Now, the amount of weight that you're going to put on that leg depends on you. What do you feel comfortable doing? We're going to be rolling on the inside and outside of the foot, mobilizing the ankle. I tend to put a lot of weight on my foot, but you guys can start with shifting the weight to the back leg and seeing how it feels. We're going to start neutral, roll on the outside of the foot. I want you to feel the mat roll underneath you from the very top of the pinky toe all the way to the back heel. And we're going back to neutral, okay? So this is 3, 4, 5. We'll do one more. Back to neutral. Now we're going to roll inward to neutral. You're going to feel the mat roll underneath you or the floor roll underneath you from the top of the big toe all the way to the back heel. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep the leg there. We are going to do knee circles. We're going to start with the knee. We're going to start with the leg completely straight. Lock that knee. Starting locked. We're going to bend it slightly and shift it over to one side. We're going to allow that knee to round out. We're going to look down. You're looking at your knee. Just round over the foot, back up towards the ankle, locking at top. Now I want you to notice my body isn't shifting. The only thing that's moving is my knee and my hip to accommodate the movement. You're making every subsequent circle more perfect than the last, smoothing out every rough edge. We're going to do 2 more in this direction, and then we'll reverse the directions. Boom. 2. Bend slightly, shift over, internally rotate a little bit, come around with the knee, around, back around. If you need to, make the circles teeny tiny. It's okay. We're just focused on drawing circles with the knee over the foot. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. You notice just the knee is moving around. We're going to do 2 more. Okay. So we're here now. Guess what? All we have to do is shift our weight a little bit further. Take our back foot, curl those toes under. Okay, so I'll turn here so you can see me better. And guess what? We're going to go ahead and roll down. I want you to feel the mat roll underneath that foot. If you want, you can come down a little further. If you want, you can come down a little more shallow. It's okay. Work with what works for you. Stay within your level. 4, 5, and 6. Hey, remember, we're here. Shifting that foot over slightly, rolling under the big toe. So we're using the front leg to bend a little bit, allowing that knee to internally rotate, rolling under the big toe. So 3, 4, 5. Take that leg, swing it out in front. Okay. So we're going to do some ankle tilts. Start with your weight shifted on the back leg. The more comfortable you get with these, the more weight you can shift on the front leg. I'm going to roll from neutral out to the sides of the foot. You should feel the mat or floor roll underneath from your pinky toe, all the way back to the back heel. This is 4, 5, 6. Now remember what I said earlier. When you're really intentional about feeling what you're feeling on the inside with your body, and you're looking down and you're seeing what you're doing with your body in space, interoception, proprioception, combine the two, enhance movement. That means you look at me for some guidance, but then you focus on you, okay? So we're neutral. I'm going to roll in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're going to do some knee circles. Start with that leg fully extended, knee locked, bend it a little. Bring it out to one side. Roll the knee around back to locked. You're looking down at your knee. You're smoothing out every rough edge. You're making every subsequent circle more perfect than the last. We have 3 more in this direction. 3, straight leg, knee locked, bend a little, shift to the inside, internally rotate a little bit, roll the knee out and around the foot, looking down at your knee, making circles over the foot, smoothing out every rough edge, making every subsequent circle more perfect than the last. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out your mouth. We've got 1 more. Boom. Hey, hydrate if you need to. I'm currently looking at let my Guide my little classroom guide, making sure that we're doing all the things. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at our side split again. All right, come down to tabletop. Now, if you feel like you need to keep your back straight for whatever reason, you can use yoga blocks or big cans. I don't find it necessary since when we get out of bed, we bend down to pick things up. Our backs always have curves in our spines. We just allow our bodies to get used to the fact that we're not as fragile as a lot of fitness professionals would have us to believe. And we train the way we live, we will live higher quality lives. Okay, tabletop. Boom. Take one leg, bring it out in front. So you're in this configuration. Pretend like you are trying to separate those feet. You're trying to pull your legs out using your muscles. Okay? We're going to come down and stop at resistance. Notice, how do you feel coming into this? Does it feel better? Lean on the side of the leg that's facing front. Bring the other leg together. All right, back to tabletop. Boom. Other leg. Swing it in front. Imagine you spreading those leggies apart. And down and see how it feels. If you didn't gain any range of motion, does it feel better being here? We're going to go ahead and lean. Bring back leg to the front. Okay. Oh, just like a minute. And then we're going to continue with some shoulder stuff. I love this stuff. Shoulder stuff is one of my favorite stuff. Things. Anyway, while you break, I'm hypermobile. So what, and I'm neurospicy, I'm autistic. So what that means is that my tissue has a tendency to be a little more lax than the average population. And that a lot of people are like, well, you're naturally flexible. And I'm like, I'm naturally stiff. And I didn't know I was hypermobile until my girl Laura was like, you have hypermobility. Do this. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe I am, but why do I feel so stiff? My brain was putting in protective tools in place to help keep me from injuring myself because of my hypermobility. So I felt very stiff in my shoulders, stiff in my back, and pretty stiff in my lower body. That's why it took me like a year to get my splits with consistent training. And when I say consistent, I mean 2 to 3 days out of the week, I will work on mobility and these neurological drills. And for the most part, every single one of my sessions begins with the sensory warm up, which helps a lot. Cancellation drills, I utilize all throughout my training. In the middle of a class, if I'm having a hard time with a particular move, that tends to help me get closer to achieving that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, the time, we still have so much to cover, but that is okay. We're going to look at our shoulder flexibility, our shoulder mobility. We're going to work on some shoulder stuff. Okay. Now remember, do your best, leave the rest, which I always look down to make sure this thing is still on. Do your best, leave the rest, which means if you find that I'm doing 6, but 6 is too much and you need to take a breaky break, just go, okay, do it. Do what's best for your body. The more you punish yourself, push yourself to do movement that does not feel good to you, that feels like a punishment. Now, separate trying to reach a goal and the discomfort that you have to feel trying to do things like learning a new skill. There's going to be discomfort with that. But if it makes you miserable and it causes you pain, worth it. Okay. So we are going to start with looking at our shoulder mobility baseline. What is our range of motion for our shoulders? I'm going to bring you guys up here. You're going to stay. Okay. So Let's go ahead, choose an arm, any arm. We're going to extend that arm underneath us, fingers all the way down, palm facing the back. And we're going to raise that arm up, stop at resistance, look over, take note of where your arm landed. That's baseline. Bring it down. Switch sides. Arm extended next to you. Raise up, stop at resistance, look over. That's where you landed. Keep note, keep that in your mind, Palace. Lock it away. Release. Okay, let's look at another aspect of shoulder mobility. Okay, not just this, but this. L shape with the arm. I want you to pretend there's an arm, a rod through from your shoulder all the way down your arm into your elbow so that your arm cannot willy-nilly fly like this. I like to place my hand here to know that I'm stabilizing that shoulder. I'm going to rotate the arm, stopping at resistance. That's where I'm at. So you should be looking at you. Okay, switch sides. L shape with the arm. Make sure that arm stays in its place, in its plane. Rotate, stop at resistance. Take note, release. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the shoulder blade. All the movement is going to be initiated from the shoulder blade. These are called shoulder circles, but we're going to start with doing shoulder lines. You're going to extend one arm, palm face in, hip. We're going to push that shoulder blade out. I want you to see me push that shoulder blade out and back, making sure that the rest of your body isn't moving. Okay, so I'm doing this. The rest of my body is not moving. It's just the arm. Okay. We're going to do 6 of these. So this is 4, 5, 6. If you want to bring it down, shake it out. We're going to bring it right back up. Now we're at neutral, whatever neutral is for you. We're going to intentionally bring the shoulder blade up towards our ear and push it down away from the ear. Intentionally. 1. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it down, shake it out if you need to, bring it right back. We're going to connect the dots, but we're going to round it out to make circles. We're drawing circles on the outer wall. So we're going to go up, forward, down, back. Smooth it out. Notice how my arm follows what my shoulder blade is doing. It's not down here, not here. It's straight. It's a choo-choo train, locomotion. Choo-choo, choo-choo. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. Anytime you need to bring it down, shake it out, bring it right back up. We're going to reverse the circle. Push forward, up, back, down. Circles with the arm initiated from the shoulder blade. 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit of a burn, but that's okay. It's good for you. Shake it out. Other arm extended in front of you, palm face in. Push the shoulder blade back and forth. 3, 4, 5, 6. And the one great thing about recordings is that you could always rewind if you need to. If you don't understand, just go back to the beginning of this exercise and try to follow along with this arm. Okay. We did 6. Neutral, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Shake it out. Bring it right back up. We're going to push forward, come up, back, down, forward. Smooth it out. 4, 5, 6. Bring it down, shake it out, bring it right back up. So we just went backwards. We're going to go forwards, forwards, down, back, forwards, down, back, forwards. 3, 4, 5, 6. Shake it out. Let's look at our baseline. Arm extended next to you all the way down to the fingers. Raise that arm up. See if you got any increase. Okay, I did a little bit. Same with the other side. Arm extended. Raise. Boom. You may or may not have had any increase in range of motion, only because these can be a little threatening. They they do warm you up in that area really well. They might be a little spicy. Okay. L shape, rotate, take note. L shape, rotate. Yeah, I actually had this was better for me than this. By the way, you're going to be asymmetrical. One side's always going to be better than the other. And the reason is that we don't do everything on one side that we do on the other all throughout the day. So we have movement maps created for one side, way more maps than for the other side. And that's the side that tends to give you less. But that's not 100% rule because we're human. By the way, snap, crackle, pops, clickety clacks, normal. They're all normal. We all make noise. Even the youngins make noise. Just don't want to admit it. Anyway, we make noise as long as you don't feel pain. Good. All right, so let's go ahead and do some nerve glides that are going to help those shoulders feel a little better after working them out a bit. So we're going to start with the arm extended next to us, but the palm is facing down, so the fingers are elevated. Okay, we're here. Come closer so you can see better. We're going to internally rotate those fingers. I want you to feel discomfort between 4 or 5 out of 10. The nerves should be waking up. Okay, we're going to raise the shoulder up to the ear and then bringing it back down. Yeah, you feel that, don't you? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if you noticed, but my fingers wanted to do this, and I was like, whoop, put them back, extend the arm. That's what you want to look like. Go ahead and release. Okay. Other side. Arm extended next to you, fingers facing up, palm face down. We're going to internally rotate that hand to feel some discomfort in those fingers. You want a 4 or 5 out of 10. Don't overdo it. Raise the shoulder up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something's on my knee and it itches. Okay, back to the other arm. Fingers raised up, palm on the facing the ground. Arm extended fully. We're going to bring those fingers towards the shoulder. We're going to elevate the elbow so the arm is parallel to the ground. Bring the arm out next to you so it should look like this. We're going to try to internally rotate that thumb towards the front. So I guess externally rotate. I want you to feel about a 5 or 6 in discomfort in this one. Okay. So we're going to do 12. I lost count, but I'm going to say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Release. Other side, arm extended, palm facing the ground, fingers come up to the shoulders. Elbow comes up, arm is parallel to the ground. Okay, so your thumb should be around your face. Yes, because the arm then comes out next to you. We're going to try to rotate that hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did I do 10? Okay, 2 more won't hurt. We're going to release that. We're going to go back to the other arm. Start same way. Hand, palm facing down, arm extended next to you, fingers come up, elbow raises, elbow comes out next to you. You feel that discomfort in your pinky and maybe your ring finger. We're going to elevate and depress the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're breathing. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're doing 10, 9, 10. Release. Next arm, palm facing down, fingers forward, fingers come up to the shoulder, elbow comes up, and then it comes out to the side. Okay, I'm going to raise and depress that shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Hey, let's look at what our baseline looks like now. Okay, so remember, we're starting off the arm extended next to us all the way down the fingertips, palm faces the back. We're going to raise that arm up. We look over. Did you see a difference? Because I sure did. My arm was here when I started. Boom. Other side, arm extended, fingers, palm facing the back, fingers extended. We are going to raise the, oh, geez, what's that? I don't know why I feel like I'm surprised, but this one always amazes me because you don't have to do crazy shit to get bendy, like get more flexible. You don't have to do crazy shit. All right, L shape, broad through the arm. Rotate, 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 rotate. Look at that. Release. Now, you might not have increased your range of motion, but you might feel like these are easier to do. That's increasing your range of motion. It feels better. I'm going to rotate, 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 rotate. Yeah, I was here. Now I'm here. See? Making sure that that elbow doesn't go back and forth. So, boom. Yep. How do you feel? Check in with yourselves. Do you feel a little bit more looser, a little bit more like, oh, wow, my body is responding in positive ways? If it's not, I'm just going to tell you right now, it is normal. Sometimes when we start doing things that are different, the brain gets a little surprised. And with that surprise, we end up with a little bit less range of motion. What that means is that we just have to train more. That's it. The way that we speak to ourselves really does make a difference in how our brain responds through movement. So if we're constantly shitting on ourselves, if we're constantly saying negative things to ourselves, sorry, the light is blinking there, but it's like steady on my end. So it's just weird. If we're constantly saying negative things about ourselves, that's what our brain believes. But if we say things like, oh, well, that side just needs a little more work. Now, that's a bad side. That's my bad side. No, that's my bad knee. No, you don't have a bad knee. You have a knee that needs a little more work, a little more training. We all have the ability to heal and adapt. That's why B-boys do the things that they do, contortionists do the things that they do, because they train in a way that allows for them to heal and adapt. And that even means people in older age. As long as you're breathing, you have the ability to form new neural connections and you have the ability to heal and adapt. That might slow down a little bit later in life. That's why it's important to start as soon as you can, but it doesn't end. It just means you have to take a little bit more time in progressing your movement and reaching your goals. And that's it. I'm 41 and I have MS and fibromyalgia, and I still have new movement goals that I'm trying to work towards. I push myself a little bit into discomfort. I allow my body to heal, to adapt. Oh, I listen to what it needs. I try to provide it that, including compassion and kindness. The more compassionate you are to yourself, the better you're going to move through life, like physically move through life. Okay. You have a hydrate, hydrate. We're going to look at side splits again. We are going to do some mobility. We're going to increase the intensity of the mobility a little bit. So remember, do your best, leave the rest. You don't have to follow along with exactly what I do. Work within your capabilities. Okay. So remember how we checked our splits? Remember, we're not just looking at what they look like, but also how they feel. Okay. Tabletop. Tabletop. Take one leg, extend it in front of you. Use your muscles. Bring your legs out. Stop at resistance. Take note of how you feel. Take note of where you're at. Come down on the side of the leg that's facing forward. Bring the back leg together. Boom. Tabletop. Other leg. Boom. Use those muscles to extend the legs. Okay, take note of how you feel and where you land. Once you do, shift over to the side of the leg in front. Bring the back leg together. Okay, that's where we start. Now, what we're going to do. Okay. Hip circles. Shift some things over so you can keep them doing. We're going to be in a tabletop position. If you need to hold on to something like the wall, do that. We're going to start by placing that foot in front of us. This same configuration that we were looking at our splits, but we're going to bend. We're going to have like a nice perpendicular shape with that front leg. We're going to come up. The back leg, the back foot can internally rotate a little bit to give you a little more stability if you need. We're going to come forward and then we're going to come back. We're going to come forward. We're going to come back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into circles. Okay? We're going to come forward, come around, and back. Remember those knee circles we did in the beginning? But this time I want you to push that pelvis forward and around. Push the pelvis forward and around. Your thoracic spine will accommodate by coming around. We're making the little sand things, little hourglass. That's what we're doing. So we're trying to make circles with the hips. Now, if this is a little difficult, if you're like, that cannot get the mechanics of it, just want you to shift back and forth. And then I want you to try to just shift side to side. See how that feels. This is literally just connecting the two and drawing circles with the hips and allowing the knee to come back and forth and the thoracic spine to come back and forth to accommodate. So let me show you what this looks like. Let's go ahead and reverse the direction. So we were doing it this way. Now we're going to go do it the other way. Boom. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. You need to make the circle smaller. If you need to hold on to something, if you need to just shift. Okay? We're being kind and compassionate to our bodies. Okay, we'll do two more. Come out of that, bring the other leg right in front. Internally rotate that foot if you need to. Hold on to something if you need to. We're just going to shift back and forth. Back and forth. Now we're going to shift forward, bring that hip out, around, and back. Okay? So notice, it's like my booty is making circles. If you need to, just go back and forth. I'm going to do two more in this direction. Boom. Reverse. We're going to go over that way, back, and around. Okay, so we're going. And these are not as big as the other ones were because I'm asymmetrical too. And if you need to, just go back and forth. I'm going to do two more. Boom. Okay. Take a minute or a second. Not a minute. We're not taking a full minute. Okay. So, one of the best things that you could possibly do for your flexibility is to strength train. Strength training, there is strong evidence showing that strength training is more beneficial for flexibility than stretching. So I combine that with mobility. I'm going to show you a couple things that I do for side splits. You don't have to join in with me. But this is just to give you an idea of the things that I do to help me with those side splits. Okay, lunges. I know, right? Just find your range of motion, come down. You want to try to get to a point where you can increase and use something if you need to. Increase the range of motion that you have when you do these splits. But why? Strength training increases muscle mass. Strength training increases bone density. Strength training will help you move better through life as you age. It's worthwhile. The lunges. You've seen me do these. Woo, these are so good for middle splits. All right, well, let's go ahead and look at our side splits. If you want to do lunges on the other side, go ahead, bust out a few. Pause. All right, let's go ahead. We're in a tabletop. Shift this way. Bring one leg in front. Extend those legs using your muscles. Roll on the side of the leg that's facing in front. Bring the other leg behind you. Let's go ahead and look at the other. Okay. Other leg. Bring it out in front. We need to come out. Boom. Oh, see? This feels better for me. Hopefully it feels better for you too. We're going to lean on the side of the leg facing in front. Bring the other leg together. Okay, now we're going to look at our middle splits. Hydrate. Don't dehydrate. Take a minute if you need to. All right. So first, I know I got real serious. I'm just looking at making sure, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add movement that I didn't do in the workshop because I have a little more time. I actually went over about 20 minutes during class. I felt really bad. I just wanted to make sure that everybody had their questions answered. So if you have any questions, email me or DM me on Instagram or even TikTok if we follow each other on TikTok. But either way, contact me. I will answer any questions that you have. I'm trying to figure out. So I got questions about hypermobility and stiffness. I think I already addressed that. Yes, you can be stiff and hypermobile. Also, when it comes to injuries, if you have any tissue damage, fitness professionals like myself are not qualified to train you and give you exercises to help treat that particular condition. You need to see a physical therapist or an occupational therapist. All right, let's look at our middle splits. Comfortable straddle. Okay, so this for me feels comfortable. I'm gonna don't do what I just did. It's just very comfortable for me to do that. But come into your comfortable straddle. If you're here, be here. Okay. I just want you focusing on trying to get that chest up. I want you to focus on what does your body feel like in the moment. Okay. Excuse me. Now, for myself, this is a comfortable straddle. I've been working at it for many years now. Get the booty cheeks up and out of the way. To come into a middle split safely, your best bet is to start trying to get that lower belly to the floor. Now, for my peeps that are here, you're just working on getting that chest up in the air and that pelvis tilted underneath you. We're going to try to reach for a goal. So pushing a little into resistance and discomfort is normal, but we're not going to hold it. So we're going to look for a spot in front of us, inhale, and try to get that lower belly on the ground first. And then everything rolls up. Okay. This is how you should progress. It might take you a few weeks. It might take you a few months. It might take you a few years. That's okay. Never force yourself. You could hurt yourself, okay? But with consistent training, it's not gonna take you years. I promise. Okay, walk your hands up, shake those leggies out, and let's start doing. These are one of my favorite things to do. 90-90s help increase the mobility in your hip flexors. Also, it strengthens the hip flexors, it strengthens the posterior chain. You're going to feel a bit of a burn. Try not to make it too bad. Always remain at your level. If you find that I advance into another part of the exercise and you have a difficult time with it, don't do it. I was like 90-90s, but now I'm changing my mind a little. We're going to do 90-90s. We're going to start off with thoracic and pelvic isolations. And then we'll move into 90-90s because I feel that it'll give you a little bit of better warm up to the 90-90s. And we're not just thrusting you into a difficult exercise. Okay, standing with legs directly underneath you, we're going to take 2 fingers. We're going to place them on the sternum, the bony plate that connects your ribs. 2 fingers on your belly button. This remains stable. It ain't going nowhere. We're just focusing on moving the thoracic spine, which means you might feel like you're only making tiny movements. That's okay. I just want you to be as intentional with the movement as possible. The more mindful you are, the better benefits you're going to receive. Interoception, proprioception, enhance overall movement. Okay, boom. We're going to shift our pelvis. I caught myself because my shoulders were doing this. You don't want your shoulders to do that. You want your shoulders to remain parallel to the floor. Okay, you want to feel like your ribs are on a track. You can close your eyes. Your ribs are hovering over your hips, shifting from side to side. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to do 2 more. 2. Okay, now we're going to neutral. We're going to push the chest forward so it comes up. Push the chest back so it comes back. You should feel like your ribs are a pendulum swinging back and forth. Everything else is stable. You can close your eyes. Feel that pendulum swinging forward and back, forward and back. We're going to do 2 more. 1, 2. Okay. Now we're going to connect the dots. Connecting the dots will make a diamond. We're going to round out that diamond to make circles. Okay. We're going to come forward. Boom. We're going to go over to the side. Boom. We're going to come back. Side, forward. Close your eyes. Pretend that your ribs are hovering over your hips, making circles. Your shoulders are parallel to the ground. You feel what your ribs are doing on the inside. You can look down or in a mirror and see what your ribs are doing in space, maintaining stability in the rest of your body. We're going to do 2 more in this direction. Forward. Stop with the chest push forward. Bring it to the other side. Back, side, forward. If it feels really funny, that's normal. This is new. How often have you isolated your thoracic spine before? Maybe never, unless you'd like to do like belly dancing and stuff. Okay, we're making circles over the ribs, over the hips with the ribs, over the hips with the ribs, hovering in space. Okay, release, open the eyes. I like that one for like back stiffness, like lower back pain. And this next one is also real gold. Love it for lower back stiffness, pain, sciatica a bit. All right, you could do these on the floor and tabletop. So you're just going to be isolating the pelvis, making sure that the rest of your spine isn't involved. Or you can do these standing. I'm going to do them standing. You're going to put your hands on your hips. You're going to kind of use your hands to feel that pelvis tilting. I want your feet about shoulder width apart, and I want them soft. We're going to tuck the booty under. Boom. You're in this curved position. Use the ribs and then use your pelvis to bring the booty back. So we're shifting the pelvis forward and we're shifting the pelvis back. Now, if your tilts and tucks are a little, a bit smaller than mine, that's okay. We all start somewhere. We all have different body types. We all have different physiologies. No two people are going to look exactly alike. Not even twins. Yeah. They might have the same DNA. They might have the same body type starting out, but everything you do throughout your daily life, all the movement that you accomplish through your daily life impacts the movement that your brain allows you to do. And not everyone moves exactly the same way throughout the day. All right. Now we're coming back to like a neutral position. We're going to use our knees a little bit for this one because we're going to shift that pelvis up to the shoulder. We're shortening this area, lengthening this area. Shift, 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 shift. So we're shifting the pelvis side to side. 5. We're going to do 6 of each. This is 6. Back to neutral. Put it all together. We're going to draw circles with here on the ground. So we're going to start by pushing the pelvis forward, shifting it to one side, pushing it back and around. The pelvis is what is drawing circles on the ground. Nothing else. We're going in one direction. So this should be 4, 5, 6. Stop, tilted in this tucked position with the booty tucked underneath you. We're going to shift over to the other side, back and around. We're drawing circles in the other direction. 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can hear the background, I am so sorry. Somebody sounds like they're vacuuming their front lawn. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, so we just did thoracic mobility. We just did pelvic mobility. Let's go ahead and do 90-90s. I gotta hydrate. It's hot outside. So before we get into that, one thing that I want to cover is I've talked about sensory input and how important that is. The quality of our sensory input is just as important. So when we do things like the vestibular ocular drills, we're enhancing our balance center, our inner ear, and our visual center. When we enhance the way that our body is able to take in information, that includes better body awareness. What is your body doing in space? How does your body feel on the inside? Are you checking in with how your body feels? Are you really taking a moment to be like, okay, I got stiffness in this area. I'm having more range. Oh, I feel looser in this area. It's not always negative. You're going to have positive aspects about your body. Check in with that. When you sense the world, when you enhance the way that you sense the world, you're going to enhance your overall movement. So vision drills like pencil push-ups, doing things like taking walks and not having music on and scanning the ground. Like EMDR is actually based on that. It has a calming effect because our brain really likes it when we do things as aware as possible. So we're going to do 90-90s. Try to implement all of that in this exercise. So we're going to start off doing windshield wipers. Hands behind you. Legs in a comfortable position. So if they come down and they're stacked, that's fine too. For myself, I can come down this way. Okay, we're going to anchor those feet, those footies. We're just going to swing the knees from side to side. I'll move this way so you can see all my body. Right now, we're not too focused on trying to get those knees down. We're just warming up a little bit. Now, if you can, release the hands, anchor the feet. You can bring the feet out, legs out further, the feet out further. If you want, you can bring them in closer. Find your sweet spot. For me, it's here. Anchor the feet, roll the knees up and over. If you have to place your hands behind you, keep them there. It's okay. I'm just going to progress the movement. So we're going to go boom. We're working up towards this. Okay. You're going to be facing the front leg when you finish this. Scooching is normal, guys. If I didn't scooch back a little bit, I would end up off my deck. So your booty scooching forward is totally normal. Just accommodate. Okay. We're going to do 2 more. Okay. Now you're here. Okay. Remain here. Maybe try to lift up an arm. Boom. We are going to push the pelvis up. So your variation, if you're still with your hands on the ground, is just pushing up and using that back arm to help your pelvis come up. The other arm reaches behind you and you're looking at that back hand coming down. Place the hand down, roll the knees over, push the pelvis up, look at that back hand, come down, rinse and repeat. The rest of you will not be doing that. You're going to anchor the feet, roll the knees over. We did this. Push up onto the legs. Slowly come back down. Roll the knees up and over. Push the pelvis up. Down. Now you see why I say that this is a magnificent exercise. It incorporates your hip flexors, your posterior chain, quads, and your knees. If you need to, fill up your mat. If you need to, do these on carpet. The more you do them, the tougher your knees will get. We'll do 2 more. 1 more on each side. That's what I meant. Lower, lower, lower. Anchor, roll. Boom. Last one. Push. Come down. We got a thunderstorm over there. I don't think it's going to come over here, but if it does, we're almost at the end. It's okay. We're going to add on. How can we add on? We're going to learn how to stand up without using our hands. So beneficial for when you get older. Anchor the feet. Place your hands down if you need to. Continue with the other exercise. Stay in your level. Okay, the rest of us, anchor our feet. Roll the knees over. Roll the knees over. Accommodating for space. Push up. Take the back leg. Bring it in front. Look at that. We're here. Okay. We're going to take that front leg. It's going to become our back leg. So the weight shifts onto our back leg. We're going to swing that front leg behind us and come down. Try to use as much control as you can. Anchor the feet. Roll over. Push up. Back leg becomes the front leg. And it feels wobbly, then that's okay. It might be new for you. Take the front leg, swing it behind. Boom, back down. We're going to do this a couple more times. Swing. Push. Back. Swing. Push. Forward. Back. Then we're going to add on. Swing. Swing the leg. Come down. All right. Let's add on. For the rest of you, try to do this. Place your hands on the floor. Try to come up. Try to come up without the hands. If you can't, that's okay. You work your way up to that. All right. But now we're going to learn how to stand. I'm going to turn this way so you can see me better. 90-90. Anchor the feet. Roll the knees over. Push up. Front leg becomes, back leg becomes the front leg. We're going to lean in that front leg and come up. Ooh, what is this? Is that toe pull that I told you guys? Oh my God, we're in the same position. We're going to come down. Swing the leg behind you. I'm going to turn so you guys can see me better. Anchor, roll, push, swing, lift. Okay, toes are curled underneath you. You're rolling down on that back leg. Swing, anchor. Knees come over. Boom, boom, lift. One more time each side. Roll down onto the back leg, swing the front leg back, anchor the feet, roll the knees over, push the pelvis up, foot, boom, 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 boom. And that's it. Okay. Alrighty. How do you feel? Drink some water. All right. So for our next drill, we are going to do, these are nice. These will feel real good after what we just did. All right. We're doing good. Okay. Get the booty cheeks up and out of the way. Bring one leg in front of you. Bring the other one next to you comfortably. Pelvis tilted. Booty cheeks up towards the sky. We are going to rotate this whole leg. So that butt cheek should come off the floor and come back down when you rotate back. Rotate forward, rotate back. Relaxed foot. And the hip is the initiation point. Keep making sure that the mic is on. We're rolling these. I love these little leg rolls. They feel good. Remember, you're trying to reach a goal with flexibility. Discomfort is normal. Pain is not. But if you're not, you just want to get the benefits of mobility. Stop at resistance. Okay. Neutral. Stare at the toe. Stare at that toe. We're going to draw circles on the sky or the ceiling with the big toe. We're smoothing out every rough edge. Not rhomboids, not squares. Smoothing out every rough edge, making every subsequent circle more perfect than the last. We'll do 2 more in this direction. We'll stop, reverse the circle. Boom. 6. So 6 and 6. I didn't count them. I got so into it. You should be into it too. Like you need to be staring at that toe. You need to try to make them circles. That's where the benefits are. That's where the neurological benefits are. Okay, other leg bent. We're faced forward over that, in front of that bent leg. Okay, other leg extended next to you, booty cheek up and out of the way. We're rolling, relaxed foot, rolling the whole leg back and forth. So we're trying to go back, going forth. So we're not stopping at neutral, okay? We're rolling the whole leg. 4, we'll do 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to neutral, looking at that toe, drawing circles in the air in one direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if the mic caught my kid screaming, but that was in fun. He's there having fun inside. Reverse the direction. You're staring at the toe. You're smoothing out every rough edge. 5, 6. Release. Okay. Let's go ahead and come into our comfortable straddle. I'm gonna come here so you can see all of me. Get the booty cheeks up and out of the way. Now, if you find yourself here, all I want you to do is try to move the thoracic spine over your pelvis. But if you can comfortably sit up here, we're going to do thoracic glides over our pelvis. We're going to allow the pelvis to roll underneath us. Take 2 fingertips, place them on the sternum, push the thoracic spine forward, side, back, side, smooth it out. I want you to feel your booty should be rocking underneath you. Okay. Allow your legs to spread out if it feels comfortable. Try to expand the width of that circle. If you can't, that's okay. Do your best to leave the rest. I say that for a reason. We don't punish our bodies to reach a goal. We gently guide them towards it. Okay. Reverse the circle. Other direction. Allow your pelvis to roll underneath you. Your shoulders should remain parallel to the ground. oh, I really like these. These are like my favorite thing. And when look at our middle splits and then you'll be done. Because it's a lot. We did a lot. And it's also about to storm over here. So, and I'll be out here with technology in a lightning storm. Hey, come into your straddle. Get the booty cheeks up and out of the way. Activate those muscles. You're trying to spread them legs apart. You should feel everything activated. Knees go to the back. Point your toes if you'd like. Now look for a spot ahead, further away from where you started. You're going to inhale, and on the exhale, reach for that spot. Walk back. Hey, we are going to do a little stretchy stretch. Stretching feels good. Stretching feels good. It can feel good. If you do stretching because it feels good, then it's beneficial. Anything that feels good to you is beneficial. If most things, okay, I want to clarify, most things that feel good to you are beneficial. And stretching is one of them. But it's not going to give you results when it comes to flexibility. I like to put them at the end of my class just so we can have a little decompression moment. You're going to have your feet together, booty cheeks up and out of the way. You're going to inhale on the exhale, come down into a little bit of a stretchy stretch. Oh, because it feels nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding the stretch for more than like 5 to 10 seconds. Not increase back. So we'll right back up. Hey, we are going to go back into our 90-90. No, oh no, that's okay. Come into a comfortable position if you need to. Stack those legs if you need to. Keep the hands on the ground if you need to. And we're just going to come forward, melt into your front leg. Breathe. Walk behind the leg. Rotate and open up that chest. You can bring your arm up or to your hip, whichever feels good to you. 2, 1. There's a hummingbird in my hummingbird feeder. Holy shit. Guys, if that's not relaxing, I don't know what is. Come forward. Walk your hands to your front of your foot. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Don't worry about anchoring those feet. Go to the other side. Melt in front of that leg. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk behind that leg. Rotate and open the chest. Raise that arm if you'd like, or place it on your hip. Look at the hand and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll that arm back down. Walk your hands over your feet and your ankle, your foot. You don't have multiple feet there. Most of y'all shouldn't have feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come out and you're done. You're done. You made it. You did it. Thank you so much for being patient with me as I do this whole new workshop. It's not new. I'm literally doing the same class layout that I did for my workshop. I threw in a couple different drills. So if you took my class and you're like, well, that wasn't there, I had a little bit of time. I was in a class setting. I hope that you've benefited from this time with me. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm there for you. I will start teaching classes, probably not this Saturday because it's Pride. Love. But the following weekend, I will be looking at teaching weekly classes, 45 minutes every Saturday morning. So I'll do 45-minute gentle mobility, 45-minute intermediate advanced flexibility. If you're working towards those splits, those back bends, that's the class for you. But if you want something more gentle, a little bit more variations and modifications, the first class. So I'll probably be doing about starting at 10 a.m. Mountain time, 10 a.m. Mountain. Of course, I will be also providing recordings of all my classes. So those will be 45 minutes long and they'll be $20. Not starting this weekend, but starting the following weekend. And I will drop all the information for that on my socials. So Resilient Flexibility um, Coach on Instagram and Resilient Flexibility on TikTok. All the information will be there, or you can email me. Alrighty, guys. I hope that you feel better in your bodies. I hope that you found yourself increasing some of that range of motion without having to hurt yourself or push yourself into stretches that you don't like to be in. Um, and yeah, start talking to yourselves in a more positive way, and you'll start seeing that your movement is going to enhance just with that. Funny, our brain will believe everything we tell it. All right, guys. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. And yeah, I'll see you around. Bye.